train your brain and also strengthen your core. Hey friends, I'm Stephanie Carter Kelly, a physical therapist that uses yoga in everything that I do. So you might be saying, wait, what? Train my brain in order to strengthen my core? And that doesn't really make sense to you. I get it. I'm just going to move this camera a little bit so I can, there, my head's not cut off. So your core can't function properly when you are living in fight or flight. And so the ways that you train your brain and your nervous system is absolutely going to affect whether or not you can get the right function out of your core in order to be able to strengthen it. So sometimes we have to calm everything down in order to build it back up the right way. So there's 3 strategies in training your brain in order to be able to strengthen your core. Number 1, stress relief. Stress relief. Yeah, we would all love to be able to relieve our stress. But recognizing that stress reaction in your body, recognizing that fight or flight, and when it gets turned on, and bringing yourself back to or returning to calm when you can in the moment. So that's what the practice of yoga is for me, and meditation especially, the breathing and the meditation. When I notice on a day-to-day basis that my breathing changes or I feel that tension in my body, I go, I'm having a stress reaction, and what's going on to give me this stress reaction? And so whether I do it in the moment or I take some time at the end of the day or the beginning of the day in order to get back into that parasympathetic mode, out of fight or flight into parasympathetic mode. Otherwise, my core is going to be deactivated and all of the big global muscles are going to be turned on, ready for fight or flight. So managing the stress reaction. Number 2 is negative self-talk. If you're filled with negative self-talk towards yourself and toward your body, you're actually heightening that stress reaction and that stress response. So it matters. We have to train our brain, our thoughts and our beliefs, what we think about ourselves, what we're thinking about others. We've got to change. We've got to switch those habits. Less negative, more positive. And that really takes some time to do, especially if you're that pessimistic person and you say, well, it's just my nature to be negative. You can change it. I promise you that you can change it. The third thing is rumination. If you're somebody who's like got your brain turned on all the time with worries and thoughts, regrets, just that constant chatter in your mind about what's going on, what am I going to do, what are they doing, what's she doing, what, like that constant rumination, that actually again triggers that stress reaction, that fight or flight response. So I gave you, if you're on Facebook, you can see my three things to focus on to train the brain. If you're on Instagram, you can't see those 3 steps, but really the primary one that you really want to get a hold of is your stress response. Feeling when you go into that reaction. And then after that, there's a process. You might recognize it, but what do you do? What's the next action you take? Great. Okay, now how do we prevent that from happening the next time? And how do we process the emotions that are a part of why that stress response happens in the first place? There's a lot more to the story than just calming down, training the core, doing it all over again. If you keep doing it all over again, you're not really going to achieve the long-term lasting results that you want. So I'm Stephanie Carter Kelly, a physical therapist that uses yoga because it gave me this understanding of stress and it gave me the tools in order to be able to deal with it. Not just the breathing and the meditation, but some of that self-discovery. You've got to do a little work on yourself, with yourself, and positive self-talk, rather than negative self-talk in order to be able to progress and get yourself out of pain. Have a great rest of your day. Namaste.